Hi, it's Sam here at Farlows. Now this month we're going to be doing something slightly different to the normal fly of the month. So not only are we going to have a fly that we're going to talk about, but we're also going to talk about a lure as well, because we're coming up to a fantastic time of year for lure fishing, especially as the conditions start to cool down. It's a great time to get out on rivers, lakes and reservoirs to target pike, perch, zander and chub. So seeing as we're in the lure area, we might as well start with the lure. So my choice of lure for October would be something like a crankbait. A crankbait is a hard-bodied lure, usually made out of metal, wood or hard plastic, and it has a vane at the front of it which helps the lure dive. So you get some vanes that are very short, which are designed for only diving a couple of feet or so, and you get some vanes that are very long, which will really take the lure down deep. So there's a crankbait for all situations really, to cover all different depths throughout the water column. You've got floating and sinking crankbaits, so some will float on the surface, and what you can do is reel down and then bang the bill of the crankbait along the bottom, then let it float up a couple of feet or so, so you're over rocks and boulders and away from snags, and then you can continue that same retrieve, so you're almost hopping that crankbait along the bottom. And then you have sinking crankbaits, which can be fished in a completely different way altogether. So the Farlows lure of the month for October is this one here. It's the Rapala Ultra Light Shad, and this is a sinking crankbait. So the way I would fish this is typically on a twitch and pause retrieve. So what I'll do is I'll just twitch the rod tip, pause it, twitch it again, and just continue that retrieve all the way back to my feet. The ultralight shad is 4 centimeters long and dives to a depth of around 5 to 6 foot. Obviously, if you let it sink a little bit, you can get it down deeper, but if you're just casting out and retrieving straight away, yeah, it's going to get you down to about 5 or 6 foot. As the year's gone on, I've had some great success using sinking crankbaits, especially for targeting perch and chub, because what you can do is that if you're wandering along a river and you're spotting fish, especially chub, what you can do is cast the lure in front of that fish and then retrieve it right in front of its nose. And what you can do as well is that if you're casting it to something like an overhanging bush or a tree or a moored boat or something, you can cast your lure and let it sink underneath the structure, which is going to help you get to the fish, and then just retrieve it back, try and get it in front of the fish's noses, and it's an awesome way of fishing, especially when it comes to targeting chub. Now moving on to our fly of the month for October, keeping on the subject of predators, I've chosen this fly here. So this is the Clydesdale Stealth Jig, which is tied on a 2.0 Gamakatsu SL12 hook, which is a super strong hook. In fact, I know guys use it for tying saltwater flies on as well. It has dumbbell eyes at the front, which give the fly a fantastic action. So when fished on a strip and pause retrieve, it almost fishes like a jig. So you can kind of hop it along the bottom, and that's an action that predators like pike, perch and especially zander, they just can't resist that action. It can work really, really well. And a lot of the time you'll get a bite on the pause. So as you've made a strip and the fly's sinking back down, the fish will often follow it down and take it like that. And they're some of the best bites you can get. So we've got a great fly and lure for you to try here for 2 different situations. So if you're heading out onto a reservoir fishing for pike and zander on the fly, give the Clydesdale Stealth Jig a try. Or if you're heading out onto a river with a lure rod targeting perch and chub, give the Rapala Ultra Light Shad a swim. Thanks for watching, and tight lines when you're out on the bank or boat next.